What is up, Humanities One? It's Miss Williams. Welcome back. I hope you had a wonderful weekend. I hope you all are taking care of yourselves. And we're going to jump right into this instructional video. I am hoping that this will be more of a shorter video because it is primarily review. Okay, so again, it is Monday, March 30th. We are still focusing on our same unit 5, which is World Religion, Beliefs, and Values. And you should have 2 packets in front of you. And actually, let me take a minute to show you what those packets look like. Your first packet should look something like this. And this is the one that we are working in at this very moment in time. And your assessment packet looks like this. Okay, so right now you should be on this particular packet. And right now, what I want you to do is pause the video and take a minute to look at our 3 competencies. These are the competencies that you will be graded on. So please pause the video and take a minute to review those. All right, welcome back. You should have taken some time to review the 3 competencies that you will be assessed on, which are learn from the past, express oneself boldly, and lead inquiry. And as I always say, if you have any questions, please feel free to email me or to reach out to your teachers directly. Our goal for today, or our objective, is students will be able to take notes on their sources using the skills of paraphrasing and direct quotation or direct quotes. These 2 skills, you should have already watched the instructional videos that I posted up last week and did the packets that go with that. And so today is primarily review because you're now going to be using those 2 skills to write notes and take notes on your sources. And that is our end product for today. It's really important that we take this seriously because when you take notes on your sources, you're going to be using those same notes that you take in your final product or your final research project in whatever way that you plan to deliver that. So either you're going to be doing a PowerPoint or a poster or a video like I'm doing for you right now. And so you want to be able to use the notes that you've taken from your sources and deliver that in a way that me and your classmates can understand. Wonderful. So right now on your main packet, you should be looking at the section that says mini lesson. And we're first going to review paraphrasing. The directions say, as you follow along with the instructional video with me, Ms. Williams, what's up? You're going to fill in the blank when prompted. And this is the first time that you're being prompted. So please pause the video and fill in the blank or complete the sentence really, where it says paraphrasing is. You can pause the video at this time. Awesome. So you should have taken a moment to pause the video and to write down and complete the sentence of paraphrasing is. You should have had something along the lines of paraphrasing is a rewording of something written or spoken by someone else using different words, especially for clarity. Okay, so whether you wrote paraphrasing is using your own words to share somebody else's words, or anything along those lines, that is the definition of paraphrasing. You are rewording something that was written or spoken by somebody else by using different words, okay? And of course, one of the tips and tricks to make sure that you always give credit to where credit is due, and you're gonna hear me say that a million times, is by citing where you got it from. So at the end of your paraphrase, where you may have used your own words to describe what somebody else said, you're still gonna say, I got this information from source number 3 or page 450 in an online article. You still want to cite where you got that from, okay? I'm not going to go through all of these tips and tricks in detail, but I am going to read them quickly. They're also on your packet, and I also covered them in an instructional video from last week, so you can go back and look at that as well. Tips and tricks. Number 1, read the passage several times to fully understand the meaning. This includes pulling out major concepts. 2, translate the passage into your own words, state the idea the way you would state it, and try to write it down without looking at the original text. Number 3, compare your paraphrased text with the original passage and make minor adjustments to phrases that remain too similar, like flipping around sentences. And number 4, like I've already said, cite the source where you found the idea. If you need a minute to take notes or to revamp what you wrote about paraphrasing, please pause the video at this time and do that. Awesome. So we're moving right into our review of direct quotes. And now you should be on page 2 of your packet where it says direct quotation. And what I want you to do is the same thing. Fill in the blank or complete the sentence of a direct quote is when ... Pause the video at this time and do that. Awesome. So you should have paused the video and filled in the blank for a quote. A direct quote is when. It is when you copy the author's words exactly. And when you do this, you copy exactly should always be in quotation marks. It should always be in quotation marks. Where paraphrasing, it's not necessarily in quotation marks because you are taking somebody else's words and rewording them as if you said it in your own words and you're still giving credit. But when you're doing a direct quote, you're pulling it directly from the text. So you want to make sure that you always have quotation marks, okay? I want you to pause this video again, and based on what you can recall from my instructional video last week, I want you to write down the 3 ways to incorporate a quotation into a sentence. So please pause the video at this time and try to write down those 3 ways. Awesome. So you should have paused the video again to write down the 3 ways to incorporate a quotation into a sentence. And I'm going to go over those real quick. And again, I went over this in an instructional video explicitly only about direct quotations. So if you have any questions or you need more of a reference, go back and look at that video, and always email if you do have any further questions. So 3 ways to incorporate a quotation into a sentence is number 1, use an introductory phrase separated from a quotation with a comma. 2, introduce the quotation with a sentence that sets it up by using a colon. And number 3, join the quotation into the flow of your own sentence. And again, the reason why I'm kind of flying through this is because I've already covered it in a previous video. So please go back and look at that video that's posted in Google Classroom. Or you can go directly to my YouTube channel as well. So as I stated at the beginning of this video, the purpose and the goal is by the end of this, you'll be able to use both scales of paraphrasing and pulling out direct quotations in order for you to take notes on the sources that you found for your world religion. So your mini QPA number 1 was for you to create an annotated bibliography, which was a list of 3 to 4 sources that you were going to be using for your religion. So those sources you're going to take, and you're going to take notes on them. And I will show you where you will be taking those notes. So earlier I showed you 2 documents. I showed you this one, which is where we just finished, and you should have filled out all of these sections before we got to this. And the packet that you also want to fill out is this one, where you're going to be taking notes on your religion. So of course, at the top of the document, you're going to erase where it says name and put your name. You're going to erase where it says date and put your date. And you're also going to indicate what block you're in, what humanities block you are in. You're going to use the space below to take notes on your sources. Please include the title and the link to your source. And be sure to refer back to paraphrasing tips and tricks and the 3 ways to use the direct quotations. So when your teacher looks at this document, they should be able to say, wow, okay, Yanni knows how to use paraphrasing, and she definitely knows how to incorporate direct quotations into sentences, okay? So you want to be able to show that. So again, for source number 1, whatever your first source is, you're going to indicate what the title is. I put an example of Rastafarianism, and then I would put the link here, and then all of my notes would be here. You can do notes bulleted by putting bullets here and, start typing. However you plan to do that, as long as it is neat and you are using the 2 skills of paraphrasing and direct quotation. Okay, so that is all for today's class. And as a reminder, I will be posting up Google Classroom, my YouTube videos on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. They're normally up by 9:30 a.m., so you can get started as soon as possible. Live sessions will be happening on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and here's the schedule again. If you need them, I listed my email below if you would like to email me directly, but you're also more than welcome to email your teachers as well. And so in our next video, which will be on Wednesday, we will be moving to step number 6 of the research process, and that is how to organize your notes into a product. So how do you now take all these notes that you've taken on your 3 or 4 sources and put it into a PowerPoint or put it into a paper? And so we're going to talk about that. And besides that, we will see you on Tuesday at live sessions. Again, please stay hydrated. Please wash your hands and take care of yourselves. You all are awesome. We miss you very much. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.